A very good morning, BBSM1 students. Welcome to the 32 session of Fundamentals of Management. Students, management is a distinct process consisting of planning, organizing, actuating, and controlling, performed to determine and accomplish the objectives by the use of people and resources. Definition quoted by George R. Terry. I have already discussed with you. Now we are moving towards the last portion of our syllabus, discussing and starting the controlling function of management. So in this session, students, I'll be discussing the last topic of Unit 4, that is concept of controlling, features of controlling, and process of controlling. Now, as like the other function of management, students, controlling is one of the most important functions of management. It is something that every manager needs to carry out effectively at each level, because good controlling measures often increase the effectiveness of the other functions of the management as well. And so that, students, I have already told you that controlling is the last function, but it is not implemented last. It is implemented once you implement the planning, as planning and controlling, they both go parallel. They are said to be twin babies. They are all these functions are interrelated and interdependent, because without controlling, planning cannot be done, and without planning, controlling is impossible. So these two functions are interrelated and interdependent, and they both go parallel. The main responsibility of the management here is that it should take proper care of the fact that the results that are produced are strictly according to the objectives, and none of them is a waste or useless in the nature. This responsibility of the management of the organization is often referred to as the controlling, because it is required that results that are produced, that strictly according to the plan, that strictly according to the objectives. The controlling act as a very useful managerial function or the tool, students, as it ensures that the action conforms to the expected results with the help of the suitable feedback systems. And this can be done through directing, effective directing, leadership, motivation, and supervision. I already told you that supervision, one of the feature and the benefit of the supervision, that it conforms to the plan, it facilitates controlling, because supervisors, task of the supervisors is to check that whether the employees are working properly or not. If not, give them feedback and remove the mistakes at that time only, so the deviations will not occur. And if the deviation is there, this process, which includes correcting any deviation timely in order to see that the results are ensured within the proper time and the cost as per the planned standards. So controlling, students, provide surety that everything that goes and conforms to the plan. Now, management control refers to setting of predetermined standards, because once if the actual performance is measured, it is required to be measured in comparison to the standards. So standards are required to be established, and with these standards, if they are not conforms to the plan, it is the duty of the manager to take corrective actions to ensure that the goals are achieved timely according to the standards. Controlling consists of verifying whether everything occurs in conformities with the plans adopted, instructions issued, and principles established. એ બહુ જરૂરી છે સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ કે જ્યારે પ્લાનિંગ ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટ થાય અને રિઝલ્ટ્સ અચીવ થાય, ત્યારે એક પ્લાન જે ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટ કરેલો છે એના પ્રમાણેના રિઝલ્ટ્સ છે કે નહીં, જે ઇન્સ્ટ્રક્શન્સ ટોપ ટુ બોટમ એમ્પ્લોઈઝને મળેલા છે, ઇન્સ્ટ્રક્શન્સ પ્રમાણે, પ્રિન્સિપલ્સ પ્રમાણે કામ થાય છે કે નહીં, એ જોવું એટલે કંટ્રોલિંગ. So controlling ensures that there is effective and efficient utilization of organization resources so as to achieve the planned goals. because management that require two things. One, that is effective and efficient utilization of organization resources, and in the sense of effective and efficient utilization, students, it has to minimize the wastage of the resources. And if these things go as per the plan, the organization can able to achieve the goals very easily. So the things go according to the plan, ensuring that is a controlling function. Now controlling measures the deviation of actual performance from the standard performances, because it discovers the causes of such deviations. If the deviation occur, controlling is both, that is preventive and corrective function. Preventive in the sense it is implemented in a way so that there should be no deviation. So managers take preventive actions, precautions, that the mistake should not be there, and if it is there, the manager will discover the deviations, causes of the deviations, કે ક્યા કારણે deviations આવ્યું, ક્યા કારણે પ્લાનિંગ કે સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ્સ જેટલું આપણે અચીવ નથી કરી શકીએ, એ પ્રમાણે કામ નથી થયું, then the mistake should be corrected, and it helps in taking corrective actions. And that's why controlling is both, that is, it is preventive function as well as it is corrective functions. Now some of the definitions of the controlling will discuss, students, as I've started with the George R. Terry definition, that controlling is determining what is being accomplished, that is evaluating the performance, શું થઈ રહ્યું છે, what is being accomplished. When the performance is evaluated, one can come to know that what is the actual performance, આપણે કેટલું મેળવ્યું છે, and if necessary applying corrective measures, જે આપણે અચીવ કર્યું છે, જે રિઝલ્ટ્સ આપણને મળ્યા છે પ્લાનિંગ પ્રમાણે છે કે નહીં. If not, then corrective actions is required, corrective measures is required, so that the performance takes place according to the plans. That what Terry says to us. According to Robert Anthony, management control is the process by which managers assure that resources are obtained and used effectively and efficiently in the accomplishment of an organization objectives. Because whatever the resources that is delegated from top to bottom, employees should have to utilize these resources in a maximum manner. They need to minimize the wastages, and so that if the resources are effectively and efficiently used, it will generate the productivity. So in the comparison of the input, output is proper, and if the output is proper, the organization can get the results properly. If the organization is not getting the results properly according to the standards, that means there is a deviations, and controlling function that find out those deviations and find out the loopholes, why resources are wasted, why resources are not utilized properly. So control ensures conformity to the results, conformity to the achievement of the objectives. According to Ernest Dell, the modern concept of control envisages a system that not only provides a historical record of what has happened to the business as a whole, but pinpoints the reason why it has happened and provides data that enables the chief executive or the departmental head to take corrective steps if he finds he is on the wrong track. Students, if the planning is a forward looking function, when you talk about controlling is the same. Why? Because ultimately it is the bridge between the past, present and a future. So when controlling system is implemented in the organization, it will tells you the historical records, past records, and based on that, through the past records, organization can come to know what has happened already, how the department had are taking a corrective steps to remove the deviations, and if the things is not in a proper track, that means if he finds out the wrong track of the doing the things, he'll remove those problems, obstacles in the track, and see that the organization smoothly runs and achieve their objectives. Now, according to Kuntz and O'Donnell, the measurement and correction of the performance of activities of our subordinates in order to make sure that enterprise objectives and plans devised to attain them are being accomplished. So, controlling is what, students? It is just measuring the performance, and if the performance is not according to the plan, if the performance is not according to the standards, that means there is a deviations. So, deviation should be corrected timely, mistakes should be corrected timely, and subordinates are ordered, ensured that The objectives and plans, whatever that is set, that are being accomplished by them. So that is a normal common process of controlling. In the simplest word of Henry for your students, in an understanding or in another, if you just understand the controlling as a concept that consisting verifying whether everything occurs in conformity with the plan adopted, the instructions issued and the principles established are executed and implemented in a way that the things conforms to the plans. Everything occurs in the organization that should be conform with the plan adopted. So students, I hope it is very clear in your mind that is what is controlling. Now we'll move towards what are the characteristics, features, or you can say the nature of controlling. The first and foremost feature is there are other managerial function. Controlling is one of the managerial function or the management functions. It is very important. It is not only the function of chief executive, but it is the duty of every manager at every level to perform the controlling function and to see that the things should go according to the plan. A manager is responsible for whatever work is assigned to him. He'll control the performance of his subordinates for ensuring the accomplishment of goals. So controlling is mainly the function of line organization, because at the lower level students in the line of command, every manager is responsible for achievement of the objectives from their subordinates. So he always ask data from the staff personnel, he always supervise the function, supervise the activity at each and every department, and he'll see that mistake should not be there. Second, controlling is a forward looking function. Yes students, controlling is a forward looking function because past is already gone, thus cannot be controlled. Whatever we need to control the future. So measures can be devised to control future activities only. Past provides a base for determining controls for the future. The manager will study the past performance in order to find out the reasons of low results. So corrective actions will be taken to ensure that work in future is not adversely affected. Say for example, production for a particular month is low than the standard. So manager will not be able to do anything for the past performance, that is for the last month. But in the next upcoming month, he'll see that he'll study the reasons of the low production and he should take appropriate steps so that the same mistakes cannot be repeated and production will not suffer in future. So he'll find out the reasons, he'll just evaluate the past figures, past performance, and he'll see to it that in the next upcoming month there should not be a low production than the standards. So it is a forward looking function. Controlling is a continuous activity. Yes, like a management is a continuous process, controlling is a regularly exercised activity. As I told you students, the controlling ભલે છેલ્લું function છે પણ છેલ્લે implement ન થાય, and it is not an activity in isolation, because the manager will have to see that his subordinates perform according to the plans at all the time. Once the control is withdrawn, it will adversely affect the work. So control will have to be exercised કન્ટિન્યુઅસલી, કારણ કે એક વખત જ્યારે પ્લાનિંગ ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટ થાય એટલે કન્ટિન્યુઅસલી મેનેજરે સુપરવાઇઝ કરવાનું છે, ઓબ્ઝર્વ કરવાનું છે કે એ બધું જ પ્લાનિંગ પ્રમાણે ચાલે છે કે નહીં, અને જો નથી ચાલતું તો ત્યારે ને ત્યારે મિસ્ટેક્સ અને ડેવિએશન્સ રિમૂવ કરવાના. આખી પ્રોસેસ કમ્પ્લીટ થાય ત્યારે ક્યારેય કંટ્રોલિંગ ન થાય સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ. પ્લાનિંગ એન્ડ કંટ્રોલિંગ દે બોથ ગો પેરેલલ, એન્ડ ઇટ ઇઝ અ કન્ટિન્યુઅસ એક્ટિવિટી ઓફ અ મેનેજર ટુ સુપરવાઇઝ ધ પરફોર્મન્સ ઓફ ધ સબોર્ડિનેટ્સ એન્ડ ટુ સી દેટ એવરીથિંગ that conforms to the plan. Even the controlling is related to planning. I told you in the starting of the lecture students that planning and controlling are interrelated and interdependent, because planning is the first function of management while controlling is the last. Controlling cannot be exercised without planning, કારણ કે જ્યારે કંટ્રોલિંગ આપણે કરીએ ત્યારે કંટ્રોલિંગની પ્રોસેસમાં પહેલું જ છે કે મેઝરિંગ પરફોર્મન્સ અગેન્સ્ટ ધ સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ. સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ્સ કોણ આપે આપણને? સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ્સ પ્લાનિંગ આપે. આપણે જોવાનું છે કે પ્લાનિંગ પ્રમાણે બધું થાય છે કે નહીં. એવરીથિંગ દેટ ગોઝ conform to the plan. So without planning, controlling is impossible. So first the objectives are set and then efforts are made to see whether these are accomplished or not. So whenever there is a laxity in performance or things are not happening as per the plans, then corrective measures are taken immediately. So planning provides a base for controlling. So controlling is interdependent. Planning and controlling are interdependent and interrelated. Even corrective action is required when there is a deviation. So essence of control is what students action is required to be taken, because if the things is not according or conforms to the plan, there is deviations, and those deviations, for them the actions is required, that is to be taken by the manager. So whenever performance is not as per the standards, the immediate action is needed to correct the things. The purpose of control will be defeated if corrective actions is not taken immediately. ભૂલ ત્યારે ને ત્યારે રેક્ટિફાઈ થવી જોઈએ, ડેવિએશન્સ રિમૂવ થવા જોઈએ સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ. જો એ ટાઈમલી એક્શન ન લેવાય તો કંટ્રોલિંગનું કોઈ ઇમ્પોર્ટન્સ નથી. તો કંટ્રોલિંગ માટે એક્શન્સ છે, દેટ ઇઝ અ સેન્સ ઓફ કંટ્રોલ ઇઝ ટેકિંગ એક્શન્સ ટાઈમલી. Say for example, if the sales are less than the standard set for making marketing department, then steps will be taken to ensure that the performance is not low in future. So if no such steps are taken, then there will be a lack of control. So immediate action, that is the essence of control. As like the other functions of management, students, controlling that too is a pervasive function. It exists at all levels. The process of controlling is all pervasive. Top, middle, lower level, દરેક જગ્યાએ controlling implement થાય જ. Managers at low levels of management hierarchies have to use controlling. The nature of controlling measures that managers use might differ, but they all have to use them. એટલે the top level controlling is different, middle level is different, and lower level is different, but the controlling is required, is there at each and every level, and that's why it is all pervasive function. Even students, many of the organization or the employees take controlling in the as a negative function, because their performances are marked, they are supervised, and the deviations and the mistakes is marked. But actual objective of a control is to create a positive impacts at both organization and individual levels, because at the organization level it aims to fulfill the organizational goals. ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશને જોવાનું છે કે ગોલ અચીવ થવા જોઈએ, પ્લાનિંગ જે કર્યું છે, સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ એસ્ટાબ્લિશ કર્યા છે એ પ્રમાણે કામ થવું જોઈએ. whereas at individual level control strives to increase productivity and make individual benefit as well. કારણ કે જો ભૂલો ટાઈમલી પકડાય અને ગોલ અચીવ થાય, પ્રોપરલી પ્લાનિંગ પ્રમાણે કામ થાય, તો જ ઇન્ડિવિજ્યુઅલ ડેવલપમેન્ટ થાય, તો જ બધાને બેનિફિટ થાય. સો કંટ્રોલ હેઝ અ લાર્જલી પોઝિટિવ પર્પઝ ઇન એવરી વે. ઇટ ઇઝ પોઝિટિવ એન્ડ ઇટ ઇઝ corrective function for both organization as well as employees or at the individual level. Students, as like a management is dynamic process, controlling that too is dynamic, because controlling is dynamic in the sense it is not a static, because it involves review of standards as well as corrective actions, and which may lead to changes in the other managerial functions too, because once at one step the controlling is performed, the deviations are find out. It may require, when the next time planning is performed, the standards should be reviewed, because as controlling management ના આખી કન્ટિન્યુઅસ પ્રોસેસ છે સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ. સર્કલ જો તમે સમજ્યા હશો તમને ખ્યાલ હશે કે પ્લાનિંગ, ઓર્ગેનાઇઝિંગ, સ્ટાફિંગ, ડિરેક્ટિંગ, કંટ્રોલિંગ ને વળી પાછું પ્લાનિંગ આવે. તો એ when planning is done, the planning is a link between past, present and future. So when planning is done, it will see that the past mistakes, deviations should not be repeated. So corrective actions that lead to changes in the other managerial functions too, that is in planning, organizing, staffing and directing. So a properly designed control system can help managers anticipate, monitor and respond to changing circumstances. જે પ્રમાણે પરિસ્થિતિ બદલાય છે, એન્વાયરમેન્ટમાં ચેન્જ આવે છે, મેનેજમેન્ટના ડિસિઝન્સમાં ચેન્જ આવે છે, કરેક્ટિવ એક્શન્સ અને ડેવિએશન્સ જે કંઈ માર્ક થાય છે એના આધારે પ્લાનિંગ, ઓર્ગેનાઇઝિંગ, સ્ટાફિંગ, ડિરેક્ટિંગ ફંક્શન્સ પણ ચેન્જ થશે. અને controlling પણ change થશે. So controlling is a dynamic in nature, students. It is a dynamic process, change according to the change in the circumstances. Students, controlling is people oriented because Davies has said that the approach of managerial control is people oriented. It is attained through people and not things. કારણ કે ભૂલો માણસોથી થાય, મશીનરી થાય તો એ માણસો જ મશીનરીને ઓપરેટ કરે છે. The attitude of people are more important for the success of control because people should have to take the controlling as a positive function. If the people take it positively, if they will just review the remarks, they'll take the corrective steps to remove the errors, then the other resources, that is physical resources of machine, money, material, processes can be managed properly. So controlling is a people oriented function and it is also a goal oriented activity because control guides the activities towards the predetermined goals. Because when the measurement is done, it is measurement done against the standards. So the function of controlling is positive. It should not be considered as a negative in character because the primary focus of controlling is to achieve the results as per the plan. So as like the management, controlling, that too is a goal oriented function because everything that conforms to the goal that is to be executed, that is to be seen while controlling process is carried out by manager. Now on screen you are seeing, students, the process of controlling. Here the features I have completed, total 10 features I have explained, that is of controlling. More you can find out in the books as well as on the internet too, but the major features I have covered here. Now we'll discuss the process of controlling, a very simple and that what you have studied already in a 12th standard, the process of controlling. Every process will start with establishing standards or establishing performance or the goals. So the first step in the controlling process is to establish the performance criteria and standards. After establishing standards, the manager have to measure the actual performance and the actual performance is compared against the standard one, and if it not conforms to the standards or plans, the manager have to find out the deviation and those deviations should be corrected. Manager should have to evaluate that decision and have to take a corrective actions to remove the deviations. So that is to be done with the three things, that is corrective deviations, by changing standards or by maintaining a status quality control system. So we'll discuss, students, this process one by one. When you talk about the controlling process, the first step is setting of control standards. Every enterprise plans its activities in advance, that you all know, because management starts with the planning. So on the basis of the plans, the objectives and goals of every department or a branch are fixed up, and these goals are converted into quality, value and man-hour, that is in a quantitative standards. So these are to be achieved in a future. There may be a qualitative goals, but majority there will be the quantitative goals. Qualitative goals are descriptive in nature. Quantitative goals, students, are just numerical terms or the numerical numbers that should be evaluated, that is against when the employees perform their targets. So the achievement of various targets is made the responsibility of a specific persons, and these level of achievement are also decided in advance કે કોણે કેટલું કામ કરવાનું છે, કેટલી ટાઈમ લિમિટમાં કરવાની છે, કેટલી કલાકો કરવાનું છે, કેટલી ક્વોન્ટિટીમાં કરવાનું છે. So whether a particular result is to be taken as satisfactory, average or poor should be predetermined so that the persons responsible for that work should be able to assess their પરફોર્મન્સ. હવે જ્યારે આ સેટ થાય ત્યારે અમુક સ્ટ્રેટેજિક પોઈન્ટ્સ નક્કી કરવા પડે સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ, જેને કંટ્રોલ માટેના યાર્ડસ્ટિક્સ અથવા મેઝરમેન્ટ ડાયમેન્શન્સ કહી શકાય. યાર્ડસ્ટિક એટલે બીજું કાંઈ નહીં, માપદંડ, મેઝરમેન્ટ, ડાયમેન્શન્સ, જેના દ્વારા માપી શકાય કે કેટલું કામ થયું છે ને કેટલું કરવાનું છે. સો ધ કંટ્રોલ પોઈન્ટ શુડ બી ટાઈમલી so that they may be able to reveal significant deviation in time, thereby saving further losses. એટલે કામ જે સોંપેલું છે અમુક કલાકો અમુક સમય પૂરું થવું જ જોઈએ, તો એ મેઝરમેન્ટ યાર્ડસ્ટિક કહી શકાય, ડાયમેન્શન્સ કહી શકાય કે એ સમયમાં પૂરું થયું છે કે નહીં. કંટ્રોલ પોઈન્ટ શુડ બી સચ ટુ પરમિટ ઇકોનોમિકલ ઓબ્ઝર્વેશન્સ એન્ડ રિપોર્ટ. Why? Because whenever the task is to be performed by the manager, it should be observed economically. That is within the given resources monetary. The reports are prepared, the thing should be completed within the budgeted amount. Third, control points, especially for executives at higher level, should provide comprehensive coverage, because when at the top level, when controlling is implemented, evaluated, they need to cover middle and lower level. So they need to go with the comprehensive approach, કારણ કે એને આખા ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન્સનું મેનેજ કરવાનું છે, જોવાનું છે. So executive will take a comprehensive coverage and cover all of the departments and employees. Fourth, control point should be such as would promote balanced performance. Why? Because ultimately it is not measured that what individual has done and which department has done, on what is done by the particular processes or the central points, but it should be measured in a way that promotes the balanced performance of each and every department and each and every sections. So that students, the standards are set at the time of the controlling, and these standards may be the cost standards, these standards may be the qualitative standards, these standards may be the behavioral standards. Now students, cost અને quality standards numbers માં હોય, જ્યારે behavioral standard qualitative હોય, that can be described. પણ મેઝરમેન્ટ બધું જ થાય, બધા સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ્સ હોય દરેક ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટ્સના, દરેક લેવલના, દરેક સેક્શન્સના. અને એ સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ સેટ થયા પછી સેકન્ડ મેઇન સ્ટેપ છે કંટ્રોલિંગનો, મેઝરમેન્ટ ઓફ એકચ્યુઅલ પરફોર્મન્સ. So the second step in controlling process is the measurement of performance. The actual performance is measured against the standards set. એક વખત સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ સેટ થઈ ગયા એટલે સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ પ્રમાણે પરફોર્મન્સ છે કે નહીં એ મેઝર કરવાનું છે. And this will enable management to determine whether the work is being done according to plans or not. Now the measurement of quantitative objective is easy કારણ કે નંબરમાં છે, since figures of work done will be available. Whereas qualitative performance such as human relations, employee moral, can only be measured through psychological test and surveys. So measurement of performance, which is an important part of control process, બંને રીતે quantitative qualitative એ મેઝર થાય જ, અને એ મેઝર થયા પછી એને કમ્પેર કરવામાં આવે કે એ પ્લાનિંગ પ્રમાણે સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ જે સેટ થયેલા છે એના પ્રમાણે છે કે નહીં. So if measurement is such that deviation is detected at the earliest, then it will enable appropriate actions well in time. જ્યારે મેઝર થાય ત્યારે જ ખબર પડી જાય કે જે પ્લાન પ્રમાણે નથી તો ડેવિએશન્સ છે, અને આવા ડેવિએશન્સ ટાઈમલી ડિટેક્ટ થવા જોઈએ અને અપ્રોપ્રિએટ એક્શન એની સામે લેવાવા જોઈએ. સો ઇફ દેટ ઇઝ નોટ પોસિબલ, then deviation should be detected as early as possible. And that is the third step, students, comparing actual and standard performances. So the next step in control process is the comparison of actual performance with the standard set. Now there are two reasons for the comparison of actual against the standard. First, to find out the deviations. શું કામ કમ્પેરિઝન થાય? કારણ કે જો ડેવિએશન્સ છે તો ત્યાં જ પકડાઈ જાય. અને સેકન્ડ રીઝન ઇઝ ટુ ડિટરમાઇન ધ રીઝન્સ ફોર સચ ડેવિએશન્સ. કયા કારણે આવી ભૂલ થઈને ડેવિએશન્સ આવ્યો એ કારણે રીઝન્સ પણ ખબર પડવી જોઈએ. સો વેન ધ કમ્પેરિઝન બિટવીન એકચ્યુઅલ એન્ડ સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ પરફોર્મન્સ ઇઝ ડન, દેર આર થ્રી કોન્સિક્વન્સીસ. ત્રણ સિચ્યુએશન્સ આવી શકે. When actual performance is equal to the standard performance, this is a very good situation. કારણ કે જે આપણે નક્કી કર્યું હતું એટલું જ આપણે અચીવ કર્યું છે. ઇફ એકચ્યુઅલ ઇઝ મોર દેન સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ, ઇટ ઇઝ બેસ્ટ કન્ડિશન કે આપણે ધાર્યું હતું જેટલા ગોલ્સ છે એના કરતાં વધારે આપણે અચીવ કર્યા. બટ ધ ડેવિએશન ઇઝ ધેર વેન એકચ્યુઅલ પરફોર્મન્સ ઇઝ લેસ દેન સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ. So while comparing actual performance with the standards, some permissible limits are also fixed up. So when deviations are within the prescribed limits, then there is no cause for worry. બહુ નાનો એવો ડિફરન્સ આવે સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ એકચ્યુઅલ પરફોર્મન્સ કરતાં, સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ પરફોર્મન્સ કરતાં એકચ્યુઅલ પરફોર્મન્સ થોડું નીચું હોય તો એ પરમિસિબલ લિમિટમાં છે, ચિંતા કરવાની કંઈ જરૂર નથી, બહુ મોટો તફાવત નથી. બટ ઇફ ધ ડેવિએશન્સ આર મોર દેન ધી allowable limit, then it calls for urgent actions. બહુ મોટો ફેરફાર હોય, બહુ વધારે ડ્રોપ હોય, મોટો ફોલ હોય, તો ત્યારે અર્જન્ટ એક્શન્સ લેવા પડે અને એને મેજર ડેવિએશન્સ કહેવાય. વેર ઓર્ગનાઇઝેશન હેવ ટુ અપ્લાય મેનેજમેન્ટ બાય exception. When things are going as per plans or within the allowable limit, then top management is not required to take any note of it. But on the other hand, if performance is not up to the level, then it is brought to the notice of top management for taking corrective actions. So if the manager gives attention to every deviation, then he will not be able to give enough time for important things. Routine બહુ નાના મોટા પ્રોબ્લેમ્સ હોય એ તો સુપરવાઇઝર્સ સબોર્ડિનેટ એની મેરે સોલ્વ કરી શકે, એની જાતે સોલ્વ કરી શકે. નાના ડેવિએશન્સ ટાઈમલી કરેક્ટ પણ થઈ જાય, પણ actual performance, if it is not up to the level, then it is pinpointed by the manager, timely detected, and actions are being taken, immediate actions are being taken by the executives. So necessary steps are taken so that the performance is not adversely affect in the organization. If no efforts are made to rectify the weak areas, then the whole control process will be futile. Because if performance is low than the standards, the organization cannot able to achieve the goals. The reasons should be timely find out, immediate actions should be timely taken, so there is no major deviations or loopholes in the organizational goals. So after checking and measuring deviation, students, if the performance is within the permissible limit, it's okay. But if it is more than allowable limit, then the manager should take corrective action. So the last step of the controlling process is to take corrective actions. So whenever the performance is less than the standards, effort should be made to rectify it. જ્યારે ભૂલ બહુ મોટી હોય, permissible limit કરતાં વધારે હોય, તો મેનેજરે રેક્ટિફાઈ કરવી જ પડે. Whatever the reasons for a low performance, કોઈ પણ reason હોઈ શકે students low performance નું, efforts are made to achieve organizational goals. No control process can automatically rectify the mistakes in a system. It is the action which is required to set the things right. કાંઈક એક્શન લેવા પડે, જે ભૂલો થતી હોય એ એરિયાઝ એ પિનપોઈન્ટ કરવા પડે, ત્યાં સ્ટેપ્સ લેવા પડે. ટાર્ગેટ્સ જો અચીવેબલ લિમિટમાં નથી અચીવ થતા તો એને પણ ફેરફાર કરીને નવા સેટ કરવા પડે, એફર્ટ્સ લેવી પડે અને આખો પ્લાન, આખા સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ રિવાઇઝ પણ કરવા પડે. સો કંટ્રોલ એક્શન મે ઇન્વોલ્વ રિવ્યૂ ઓફ પ્લાન્સ એન્ડ ગોલ્સ. સમટાઇમ્સ ઘણી વખત પ્લાનિંગ ખોટું થઈ ગયું છે, સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ્સ ખોટા સેટ થઈ ગયા છે, મેથડ્સ ચેન્જ કરવી પડે, વર્ક અલગ રીતે અઝાઇન કરવું પડે, એક્ઝિસ્ટિંગ ટેકનિક્સ, ડિરેક્શનની કે પ્રોસેસ કે મેથડ્સ એમાં ચેન્જ કરવા પડે, ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન સ્ટ્રક્ચરમાં પણ ચેન્જીસ આવે. એટલે કંટ્રોલિંગ એક્શન એટલે એક્શન કોઈ એક ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટ કે કોઈ એક ફંક્શનમાં નહીં સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ. જ્યારે કોઈ પણ ભૂલ થાય તો જ્યારે જ્યાં જ્યાં રિવ્યૂ કરવાની જરૂરત પડે ત્યાં ત્યાં બધા જ ચેન્જીસ કરવા પડે કે ફરીવાર આ ભૂલ થાય નહીં. સો ધ કરેક્ટિવ એક્શન જનરલી ઇન્વોલ્વ્સ ટોપ મેનેજમેન્ટ if it is major. So it is said that students, the corrective action is not a part of control but a separate managerial function. So overlapping of control function only shows the unity of manager's job. It shows that managing processes should be integrated. One control એક integrated process છે students, જેમાં ટોપ, મિડલ, બોટમ લેવલ અને ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનના દરેક ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટના એમ્પ્લોઈઝે ઇન્વોલ્વ થવું પડે અને મેનેજમેન્ટના દરેક ફંક્શન્સમાં જ્યારે કંટ્રોલિંગમાં ચેન્જ આવે ત્યારે એનું ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટેશન મેનેજમેન્ટના દરેક ફંક્શન્સમાં થાય. And that's why it is a integrated function. So taking corrective action against the deviations, against the problem, that is the last step in the controlling process. Will to move toward the end, students. Policy making, decision making and control, these are three most important functions of a management that require intellectual content. It is the executive function where the mistake should be timely rectified and it should be timely implemented. Immediate corrective actions is immediate and immediately taken by the executives. Then and then the organization can achieve its management goals. That's it for today's session, students. Thank you, good luck, goodbye, take care.